The Revolution Plastics Institute at the University of Portsmouth is a cross-university, mission-driven research initiative to tackle the negative effects of plastic pollution across the entire plastics life cycle. We've been working on plastic pollution at the university for the last 7 or 8 years, but the Revolution Plastics Institute has only really formed in the last couple of years to bring together all of that research into one coherent research strategy to really scale up our impact and really make a difference. Within the Revolution Plastics Institute, we have academics working on plastic pollution in all sorts of different disciplines, from the enzyme digestion of plastics, plastics in the fashion industry, plastics in nature, plastics in the home, and also in plastics policy. And so we try to bring all of those different disciplines together to generate a really sound evidence base to then inform decision makers. And one of the main ways we do that at the moment is to inform the global plastics treaty process. Right now, the UN is leading a process to develop a treaty to end plastic pollution, and our work is feeding really strongly into that process. Plastic pollution is really challenging. It plays a role in the 3 global crises: the biodiversity crisis, the climate crisis, and the crisis associated with the reduction in biodiversity. And plastic pollution is implied and implicit in all of those 3 crises. The other challenge around plastic pollution is that it's everywhere, and it affects everybody, and it affects all ecosystems. And there's increasing evidence that plastic pollution is affecting human health as well, in terms of things like fertility, hormones, and neurofunctioning. One of the really exciting ways that we work here at Portsmouth is that we really embrace interdisciplinarity. A lot of our work is combining both arts-based approaches, such as songs, the production of artistic products, theatre production, and so on, with the science that we're doing and the policy analysis that we're doing. So, for example, at the last meeting to discuss the UN Treaty on Plastic Pollution, we put on a theatre performance to explore the experiences of the informal waste picker community in Nairobi as a way of ensuring that their views are heard in the treaty process, but not through a long, wordy report, but through a really emotional and exciting theatre performance. And it's just finding other ways to get those messages out there that are perhaps a bit more unconventional, but actually are incredibly powerful. As well as working on plastics, we also do quite a lot of work on the sustainable blue economy. This is an approach to managing and using ocean resources that supports the regeneration of those resources rather than the continued loss of those resources. And we do a lot of work there, again, with the United Nations Environment Programme and other global partners to really try and understand how we can move ocean economies from a wasteful, polluting structure to a system that is regenerative and supports growing biodiversity and helps tackle the global climate crisis. So what's coming next for us is really exciting. We're just scaling up our work. Now we've launched the Revolution Plastics Institute, we can really seek to invest in expanding our research team and scaling up our impact as a result of that. So it's a really exciting time for us as we grow to try and match the scale of the problem we're trying to resolve.